At the break of dawn on Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, Manhattan's bustling midtown was shaken by a chilling act of violence. Brian Thompson, the 50-year-old CEO of UnitedHealthcare, one of America's largest health insurers, was ambushed and killed just steps from his hotel. It was 6:40 a.m., and Thompson was en route to the company's highly anticipated annual investor conference, held at the Hilton on 1335 Avenue of the Americas. His schedule, like the man himself, was well known, a fact that would soon draw grim speculation about the forces behind this shocking attack. New clues have surfaced in the relentless search for the masked gunman who stalked and killed UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, shedding light on his possible movements before the attack and a cryptic message left behind at the crime scene. Investigators found the words "deny, defend, and depose" scrawled in permanent marker on the ammunition used in the killing, a chilling echo of a phrase often wielded by critics of the insurance industry. The cryptic message has fueled speculation about the motive behind the attack. Authorities now believe the suspect may have traveled to New York last month aboard a Greyhound bus originating from Atlanta. Police and federal agents are combing through passenger records, working to determine if the man purchased a ticket to New York in late November. Surveillance footage has also provided new insights. At 5 a.m. on the day of the shooting, the suspect was spotted near the Frederick Douglass Houses, a public housing complex on the Upper West Side, carrying what appeared to be an e-bike battery. Hours later, the attack unfolded in Midtown Manhattan. Adding to the intrigue, police released new photographs of a man wanted for questioning in connection with the killing. The images, taken in a Manhattan hostel lobby, show an unmasked man smiling, marking a stark contrast to earlier footage of the masked shooter. Additional footage includes chilling scenes of the gunman stopping at a Starbucks before carrying out the ambush. While the motive remains unclear, investigators are increasingly convinced that this was a calculated, targeted attack. The cryptic messages found on the 9mm ammunition at the scene of Brian Thompson's murder mimic the notorious phrase "delay, deny, defend," a term often used by lawyers and insurance critics to describe tactics employed to avoid paying claims. This shorthand encapsulates a process where insurers delay payouts, deny claims, and defend their actions in court, practices that have drawn sharp criticism from doctors and patients, particularly against health insurers like UnitedHealthcare. Investigators continue to piece together the gunman's movements and clues. A cell phone recovered from a pedestrian plaza along the shooter's escape route has become a focal point in the investigation. Nearby, a water bottle and a protein bar wrapper, purchased from a Starbucks just minutes before the attack, were found in a trash can. The crime lab is now analyzing these items for DNA and fingerprints. Police were also tipped off that the suspect may have stayed at the HI New York City hostel on the Upper West Side. Photos released on Thursday show an unmasked man, thought to be the shooter, smiling in the hostel lobby. According to employees, the man frequently wore a mask when interacting with staff and donned a jacket matching the one seen in surveillance images from the day of the attack. The suspect reportedly used a fake New Jersey ID when checking into the hostel. Danielle Brumfitt, a spokesperson for the hostel, confirmed their cooperation with authorities but declined further comment due to the active investigation. After the shooting, the gunman fled on a bicycle, vanishing into Central Park. Police believe he had at least some firearms training, noting that the weapon used in the attack was equipped with a silencer. Surveillance footage, coupled with forensic evidence, points to a calculated and highly prepared operation. Meanwhile, the public has flooded police with tips, some helpful, others leading to dead ends. On Wednesday night, a commuter's report prompted a search of a Long Island Railroad train, but no suspect was found. The hunt continues, with investigators sifting through evidence and following every lead in their pursuit of the masked assassin. Investigators are exploring whether the suspect meticulously pre-positioned a bicycle as part of his escape plan. Security footage captured the chilling sequence. The masked gunman approached UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson from behind, methodically leveled a pistol, and fired multiple shots. Even as the weapon jammed briefly, the attacker remained unfazed, clearing it before Thompson collapsed onto the sidewalk. Cameras then followed his swift retreat across a pedestrian plaza, where he mounted a bicycle and disappeared. As detectives conduct a deep dive into Thompson's personal and professional life, they are considering the possibility of a connection between the victim and his killer. The overwhelming majority of homicides are committed by someone the victim knows. Even if Thompson and the shooter were not directly acquainted, investigators are weighing the likelihood of a proxy arrangement, where someone else might have ordered the attack. Adding another layer of complexity, the killing coincided with the high-profile Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting, amplifying the attention on this brazen crime. Surveillance images from the HI New York City hostel on West 103rd Street provided a rare glimpse of the suspect without his mask. Sources revealed that he briefly pulled it down while flirting with the woman who checked him in, at her playful request to see his smile. This moment allowed cameras to capture his face, offering investigators a crucial lead. The suspect, who is believed shared a room with two other men during his stay, checked into the hostel on November 30th using a fake New Jersey license. However, evidence has linked him most recently to Atlanta, Georgia. Investigators believe he arrived in New York earlier that month via a Greyhound bus from Atlanta, disembarking at the Port Authority bus terminal. Detectives are combing through surveillance footage from the terminal and other hostels in the area, showing the suspect's image to potential witnesses. Greyhound has confirmed full cooperation with the investigation as authorities work to piece together the suspect's trail and motive for the calculated high-profile killing. The weapon used in the shooting remains missing, but investigators believe the gunman wielded a rare B&T Station 6, known in the UK as the Well-Rod pistol. This distinctive firearm, designed for near-silent operation, features a long barrel that muffles the sound of a 9mm shot without the need for a traditional silencer. Uniquely, the gun requires manual cycling to chamber each round, suggesting the shooter was experienced and deliberate in its use. Given the weapon's scarcity, police are meticulously tracking recent purchases to uncover how it was acquired. In their investigation, detectives have also noted that Brian Thompson and his wife maintained separate homes in the same Minneapolis suburb. They had been living apart for years. Brian Thompson, a devoted father of two sons and a longtime resident of a Minneapolis suburb, had dedicated 2 decades to UnitedHealthcare, rising to the position of CEO over 3 years ago. Under his leadership, the Minnetonka, Minnesota-based health insurance giant provided coverage to over 49 million Americans and generated more than $281 billion in revenue last year. As the largest provider of Medicare Advantage plans in the U.S., UnitedHealthcare also oversees health insurance for employers and state and federally funded Medicaid programs. His death sent shockwaves through the company and beyond. In the aftermath of the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, while Thompson's colleagues grieve and politicians decry his murder, some online discussion has shown little sympathy for Thompson or the industry he represented. Instead, social media has been engulfed in expressions of anger at many Americans' dire experiences at the hands of health insurance companies and outrage at the large profits that they generate.
Of course, I would have been happy to send my condolences after the UnitedHealthcare CEO was killed this afternoon. However, unfortunately, sympathy requires a prior authorization, and I have to deny that request.
Every single year, insurance companies kill thousands of people because they denied them the coverage that they have been paying for.
Actually, a little bit surprised this hasn't happened more often to CEOs of healthcare companies in the U.S.
Hey, out of nowhere at all, we've decided to roll back our new policy on anesthesia.
Thompson's wife, Paulette, revealed that her husband had been receiving threats, though she lacked specific details. She speculated the threats might be connected to disputes over insurance coverage, an issue that had recently placed the company under scrutiny. In October, a Senate report highlighted a troubling surge in denial rates for prior authorizations in Medicare Advantage plans managed by UnitedHealthcare, Humana, and CVS. Some believe this could have been a factor in the fatal attack.
I had billed $12 and change for a patient's allergy injection, and they had done an audit and said that they weren't going to cover that bill of $12 and change. I am a doctor, and I have no idea why they're able to deny this.
Does anyone else feel like they're having everything denied and need to appeal lately? I mean, I'm talking about joint replacements for a patient with bone-on-bone arthritis needing to get appealed for no reason. Like, what do we do? How can we make this end? I just feel like I'm in this cycle, spending more time dealing with insurance companies than with patients.
Insurance is the largest roadblock to just attaining proper treatment, access to healthcare. And it's just like we're just bleeding money left and right in this healthcare industry. And who is it benefiting? Not benefiting me as a doctor. It's not benefiting the patient. Who is it actually benefiting?
In a heartfelt statement, Paulette described her husband as an incredibly loving, generous, and talented man who lived life to the fullest and touched so many lives. She added, "Most importantly, Brian was an incredibly loving father to our 2 sons and will be greatly missed." As the investigation intensifies, the FBI has offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to the suspect's arrest. Authorities urge anyone with details to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. Click on the notification bell in order not to miss our future updates on the case. Thank you for watching TCC. Stay safe out there.